Hi. Now, in this lecture, we will go through the partial covalent character of ionic bond. Right? So, in the previous video lecture, we have seen the ionic character of covalent compounds. Right? How ionic character develops in the covalent compounds, right? Because of the electronegativity difference, right? If electronegativity difference between atoms in covalent molecule is greater than 1.9, then it is more ionic, right? Now similarly, in ionic compounds we have covalent character, right? And one thing, no bond is completely ionic or completely covalent, right? It has ionic bond has some covalent character, covalent bond has some ionic character. And if we say that ionic or if we say that a bond is completely ionic or a bond is completely covalent, then those are ideal things, right? Ideal conditions, ideal bonds. So let's look at this. Now what we would be seeing is, in a electrovalent or an ionic compound that consists of a cation and anion, right? How covalent character develops between these cation and anion, right? And we know that electrovalent compounds are formed due to high electrostatic force of attraction between anions and cations, and based on this high electrostatic force of attraction there are many properties of ionic compounds, right? So if there is more covalent character in the ionic compounds, its properties like heat of sublimation, right, and your melting point, solubility in water, all these would be affected, right? So let's understand this. Okay, before we go ahead and look into the covalent character in ionic compound, let's talk about little covalent compounds. Suppose this is your hydrogen, right, and this is your chlorine, right? Now in hydrogen chloride, we know that shared pair is more towards chlorine because of its high electronegativity, but it lies between hydrogen and chlorine, right? Say it's here, it's more displaced towards chlorine, say it's here, right? So, or if you take a homonuclear covalent molecule, this is homonuclear because it consists of same atoms. This is heteronuclear covalent molecule because it consists of two different atoms. Here the shared pair or the bond pair lies in the middle of hydrogen atoms, right, because of same electronegativity of both the atoms. Now one important thing to look here is that this electronic charge, right, this lies in the middle, this shared pair or the electronic charge lies in the middle of the atom, right? Shared pair or the electronic charge lies in the middle of, it lies in the middle of the atoms, middle of the atoms, right? Now let's look at the covalent compound like sodium, right, and chlorine, sodium chloride, right? So when in sodium chloride, this is sodium ion, this is chloride ion, right? And this compound is formed due to high force of attraction between cation and anion, right? Now let's look how can we develop a covalent character, right? Covalent character like this of hydrogen chloride or similar to this hydrogen chloride or hydrogen in this electrovalent compound like sodium chloride, right? And one thing, to have covalent character we should have some electronic charge between these combining atoms, that is sodium and chlorine, right? We should have electronic charge in between, like we have electronic charge between HCl and hydrogen, right? So we should have electronic charge between sodium and chloride ion. Now let's see how this ionic bond develops electric charge or this electronic charge between the combining atoms, right? So when, let's take this way, let's take it in a general way. When a cation, which is a positive ion, right, is approaches an ion which is a negative ion, right? Now this cation, since this is a positively charged ion and this is an ion, it has a negative charge, right? It has a negative electron cloud around it. So when this cation will approach this anion, it will attract the electron cloud. It will attract the electron cloud of this anion towards itself, right? Cation will attract, because cation is positively charged, so it will attract the electron cloud of anion towards itself, right? So in doing so, it will displace the electron cloud of anion towards itself, right, in the middle of cation and anion, right? I'll repeat. Cation will displace the electronic charge of anion towards itself, right? So the electronic charge will come somewhere between cation and anion, right? So here also we have electronic charge between cation and between the combining atoms. Here also in electrovalent compound, now we have electronic charge between cation and anion, right? So this is somewhat similar to covalent bond, right? So if this effect will keep on increasing, right, that is the displacement of this electron cloud of anion towards cation, right, the more is this disturbed. What it basically doing is, cation is distorting the electron cloud of anion, right? So more is this ability of cation to distort or to disturb the electron cloud of anion, more would be the covalent character, right? So I'll just mention one thing here, that electron cloud of anion would be attracted, or we can also say displaced, towards the cation, right? This ability of cation, right, to attract the electron cloud of anion towards itself is known as polarizing power. This is the polarizing power of cation, and this is known as, since the anion is getting polarized, right, we say that the anion is getting polarized, right, and this effect, this entire effect is known as polarization, right? This effect is known as polarization, right? And this, the tendency of this anion, right, to get polarized, right, is known as polarizability. Polarizability of anion, right? So this is quite simple. In any ionic compound, whichever ionic compound you have, there is some covalent character. Why? Because any ionic compound consists of a cation and an anion, right? So whenever cation will approach an anion, it will attract its electron cloud towards itself, right? So electronic charge or the electron cloud will come between cation and anion, like we have electronic charge between combining atoms in covalent molecules, right? So in this way it resembles covalent molecules, right? When this electronic charge is shifted in the center, and I'm sorry, not in the center, in between cation and anion, right? So this, in this way it resembles covalent character, right? Or in this way it has some covalent character. Now this covalent character, right, the covalent character of ionic compounds is determined by some rules which we call as Fazan's rule. We call them as Fazan's rule, right? So what are these Fazan's rule? Let's see. Fazan's rule says the smaller the size of the cation and larger the size of the anions. Fazan's rule. Right, what favors the covalent character in ionic compounds is given by Fazan's rule. It says smaller the size of the cation and larger the size of the anion, the greater is the polarization, right? Smaller the size of the cation, larger the size of the anion, more is the covalent character. Right? More is the covalent character. Now let's take some examples. What it means is, smaller is the cation, right? More would be the distortion, right? Or bigger is the anion, more is the distortion of the electron cloud. I'll repeat: smaller the cation or larger the anion, more would be the displacement, or more would be the attraction of the electron cloud, right, by the cation, right, from the anion, right? And the second rule is, if, let's take some of the examples of first before we go ahead and move to the second rule. The example is small size of the cation. For small size of cation, we have lithium chloride is more covalent than potassium chloride. Lithium chloride is more covalent than potassium chloride. Why? Because of the smaller size of the cation, in this case lithium, because lithium is smaller in size than potassium. So lithium chloride has a more covalent character than potassium chloride, right? It will attract the shared pair of electron more towards itself compared to potassium in potassium chloride. Now larger size of anion. When we say the larger size of the anion, we have larger the anion, we say larger the anion, greater is its polarizability, right? Larger the anion, greater is its polarizability, because bigger is the anion. In case of bigger anions, the control of the nuclei or the attraction of the nuclei on its electron cloud would be less, because bigger is the anion, the more distant if you look at the outer shell electrons, more distant would be the outer electrons from the nuclei, right? So lesser attraction for bigger anions, right, by the nuclei. Suppose this is the nuclei. If one is this atom, the other is, say, this is the bigger one, right? So in this case, the attraction of these outer electrons right, by the nuclei would be less compared to this small anion, right? This is what it means. So since in this case, in case of bigger anions, the attraction by the nuclei is less, right? So the electron cloud of anion could easily be attracted by the cation, right? And for this reason, we say that the covalent character of lithium halides would be, the covalent character of lithium halides would be in the order lithium fluoride. Right. So the maximum covalent character is with right. So this is the order. The covalent character of lithium halides is in the order this. Right. So this explains us that the size of the anion affects the covalent character. Right. If you look at the melting point, this has the melting point 446 degrees Celsius, and lithium fluoride has the melting point 870. Right. So this has maximum covalent character. Right. Now the second point of the Fuzzen's rule. Size of the cation and anion we are done. Right. The other is you have the charge on cation and anion. Right. More is the charge, right? More is the charge, more is the covalent character. Right. More is the charge, more is the covalent character. Larger the charge on the cation, greater is its polarizing power. Right. Similarly, greater the charge on the anion, more easily it gets polarized. That's right. So here, larger the charge, right, on cation, greater would be its polarizing power. That is ability to polarize anion. Right. Similarly, larger charge on anion, greater would be its polarizability. Easily it will get polarized. This is what it means. Right? Because if the charge on the anion, right, if this is the anion, if it has higher charge, right, that means the electron cloud would easily be attracted by the oppositely charged cation, right? Similarly, if the cation has the larger charge, if the cation has a higher positive charge, it will easily attract the negatively electron cloud of anion, right? So if you look at the example, we have sodium chloride, right? This is less covalent compared to, say, magnesium chloride, right? And this is less covalent than aluminium chloride, right? Because if you look at this charge on the cations, it has one charge, right? Here magnesium has +2 charge, aluminium has +3 charge, right? Since aluminium has +3 charge, it can easily polarize the electronic charge on the anion, right? That is why we say higher is the charge on the anion, on the cation, the more easily it can distort or attract the electron cloud towards itself. The more easily it can attract the electron cloud towards itself, more covalent character it will have, right? So these are the the 2 rules we still have one more rule. Third rule is, right, I hope this is clear, right, higher the charge, the more easily it can distort the electron cloud of anion. The third is electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. Let's see how electronic configuration determines the polarization. The elements that are of transition elements type, like copper, that have filled d orbitals, right, they have high polarizing power, right, they have high polarizing power compared to elements like those of alkali or alkaline earth metals that have electronic configuration of ns2 np6 type, right. So it has little concept of electronic configuration, right. So the elements those have electronic configuration of this type. It's n minus 1 dns0, right. This has an example of this is copper, right, and ns2 np6. This is for potassium, sodium kind of metals, right. So these elements has higher polarizing power. These elements has higher polarizing power compared to these elements, right, that have noble gas kind of configuration, 8 electrons, right. That is why we say that copper chloride, there is an element, there is a compound, copper chloride, right, we say copper chloride, right, is more covalent than sodium chloride. Why? Because copper chloride has its d orbitals filled. Copper chloride has electronic configuration of this type. That is why it has more covalent character than sodium chloride, because sodium chloride has electronic configuration of this type, ns2np6, right. So copper, since it has electronic configuration of this type, it can easily polarize the electronic cloud of the anion, right. So these are the three rules, right. These are the three rules that governs the covalent character of ionic compounds, right. And these are known as Fazan's rule. I hope all this is clear, right. So you can take down these notes, right. So just whenever you have any such whenever you to remember is whenever you see this electrovalent compound, just remember that cation can attract the electronic cloud of anion, right, towards itself, right, and it will, once it will distort or attract the electron cloud towards itself, it would be a similar situation like that of covalent compounds, because covalent compounds the shared pair of electrons is between the two combining atoms, right. So similar, since due to this distortion of electron cloud of anion towards cation, this charge has come in between the cation and anion, which is same as the covalent molecules, because here the charge is between the combining atoms, right. So once you know this, then you just need to see that if the properties of electrons, these cations, right, and anions, the smaller is the cation, more easily it can distort the electronic cloud, or the bigger is the anion, right, it has a less hold on its electron cloud, right, in case of bigger anions like this, right. So if it has less hold, this nuclei has less hold on this electron cloud, this electron cloud can easily be distorted by the cation, right. And right, and the charges on the cation and anion, higher is the charge on the cation and anion, higher would be the covalent character. You can see this, because if it has a higher charge, this cation, if it has a higher charge, like in case of aluminium chloride, aluminium has +3 charge, higher is the positive charge, more easily it can attract the opposite charge cloud, that is the negative electron cloud, towards itself. This is easy to understand, right? And here the larger size of the anion, right? Larger is the size of the anion, more would be here. This is how the covalent character goes, right? So larger the anion, greater is its polarizability, right? So larger the anion, the second point, right? Larger the anion, greater is its polarizability. The greater is its polarizability, that means it has more covalent character, right? That is why the melting points of these lithium halides are in this order. This has a maximum melting points. That means this has higher covalent character. We know that covalent compounds has higher melting points because of high force of attraction, right? So if this covalent character, the ionic character decreases due to covalent character, its melting point will also keep decreasing, like here, right? So I hope all this is clear. Thanks.